Guess what I'm making? Homemade pasta. Super simple. I just got a pasta machine from my mom's house, which I'm really excited to use. I haven't seen it been in use since my dad made it when I was like in middle school. So super simple ingredients. It's just gonna be flour, salt, some olive oil, eggs, and water. So let's get started. So we're gonna start with 3.5 cups of flour. You want to make sure that you have a clean work surface. We're going to put 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. We're going to mix that together first. And the fork is going to be your best tool right now. I'm going to make lasagna noodles because I'm going to be making a lasagna tonight. And the nice thing about making your own noodles is you can cut them to size of the pan that you use. All right, so we're going to make a well. And this is where the eggs and the water are gonna go. So we're gonna do 4 eggs. So we have escaped eggs, so you don't really want that. So just make sure that that is all covered up. You want a deep enough well. I'm gonna put in 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And we're gonna do half of the water. So I have 5 tablespoons here. All right, so the water you always wanna have a little bit of extra of. So now we're just going to mix it in. And this is the tedious part because you want to start in the middle and the flour will start caving in as it mixes. So this will make a nice tender and fluffy pasta. So we're going to continue to mix. All right, now that we have most of this combined, we are going to just knead this until the rest of it is all together. We're gonna clean up some of this extra stuff so we don't need it. We'll bring this back. Add a little more water. And you don't want it super, super wet because you don't want soggy noodles because it'll be hard to work with. All right, so now we're gonna form it into a ball. So we're going to let this sit for a half an hour and then we'll put it through the pasta maker. All right, so I dusted the counter with a little bit of flour. Let me dust the rolling pin as well because we need to roll this out flat. So I'm actually going to cut this into fourths. Because I am going to make the lasagna noodles for tonight, but this other pasta, I might, depending on how many noodles I get, might make some spaghetti or fettuccine, dry it. I have the drying rack, and store it. So we're going to roll this out. That aside. Put the flour over there. So we're going to hook up the pasta machine. I actually had to take out my drawer just so I could get the spinning knob because I don't have a KitchenAid one. All right. So I have this on the very first setting. I'm going to do this on the first setting 2 more times. I am then going to do it on number 2 for 2 times. Then I'm going to go to number 3 and do it once. So let's get to pressing. All right, now that we have a nice sheet of pasta, I don't want to go too thin because I am using it for the lasagna itself. I'm not too worried about it not being square here or here. So my lasagna pan is about this size. So I will just make, so I'll go a little shorter, which I think is like almost right in half. Sweet. So I'm gonna cut that in half. I'm just going to lay them right in the sheet tray. I'm going to put a couple of paper towels over the top of it. We are going to cook this before we actually make the lasagna itself. All right. And now I'm just going to keep going. All right, so the noodles are made. I'm going to cover them just with a tea towel until I'm ready to cook them. I have the pot on now on high. I'm going to boil that and then put salted water in there, because you always want to remember, salting your pot is the only time that you can add flavor inside of the pasta. So just have to wait for the water to boil. All right, now that the water is boiling, we're going to add salt to it. I'm using regular table salt for this because it's fresh pasta. So I'm going to drop a few of these in. And you want to do it in batches because you don't want them sticking to each other. And you're only going to need to boil them for about 2 minutes because we're going to cook them, at least I am, in the lasagna now after I get done cooking that. So I'm going to let them boil for about 2 minutes. They really start to actually float to the top when they're ready. Let me give you a peek. See how they're starting to float? Means they're almost done. I'm actually going to use my spider to take them out. I'm going to turn my cold water on. And you just want to do this because you don't want to just put the noodles right into the lasagna because you get that floury, starchy taste. You want to kind of cook that out, and that's what the heat of the boiling water does. Just want to make sure that they are al dente. They're almost ready. And you want to use the cold water because it stops the cooking process itself, because we're going to be layering it into lasagna. take these out. And also doing the cold water helps the noodles not stick to each other either. Rinses the starch off. All right. Let me get these into the water and I'll place the next batch in. So we're gonna get the next batch in so I can use the tray itself to put the already cooked noodles on. Last two in. Right. So those are going to boil while I get the other noodles put onto here. The noodles, and they are ready to be used in a lasagna. Let me know what you guys use. Let me know if you guys make a spaghetti or fettuccine, or even if you make a lasagna. Leave a comment below, a thumbs up, and please share your pictures with me on my Instagram that you can link down below in the description.